Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hey there, Gemini. It's time to have a look and see what is going on with regards to the week starting February 15th, 2021. And just a quick heads up for you, yes, we have switched back to doing weekly horoscopes. I enjoyed doing bi-weeklies a lot, and it looked like it was kind of 50-50 as far as, who liked what. But after some talks with a good friend of mine who gave me some constructive feedback and made some very salient points about information overload, I've decided to come back to doing weeklies. And so that's what we're doing right now. However, that being said, because we are talking about a new moon influence, which occurs on the 11th, this is going to be an astrological chat anyway. The tarot is for 1 week, but the astrology we're talking about here is going to be, influencing pretty much the rest of February up through the 25th, 26th, depending on where you live in the world. So it's important to keep that in mind going forward, that yes, while this is weekly, the astrology is in play pretty much to the end of the month. So let's talk about what is going on here with this new moon in Aquarius. This new moon in Aquarius is occurring in your 9th house of higher education, your philosophy, your spiritual practice, your reach, travel, your availability to the big wide world, as well as anything that you are doing regarding maybe publishing matters, putting yourself out there, marketing, government legal proceedings, all of that kind of stuff. And this new moon is actually in a square to Mars, which is in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, your hidden zone. So again, things that have been going on behind the scenes, or maybe things coming up from the past. And the big theme of this new moon is scrapping the old for superior prospects. And what I've got here is a very new but very promising shift in your spiritual or maybe even your outer world process, right? Whether it's your academic life, how you're publishing yourself, how you're putting yourself out there, your network, your reach is expanding, and a lot of opportunities for travel, moves, getting more deep in your own spiritual process, or, making some big breakthroughs when it comes to your vocation and your field are here. And this, however, is going to, while it allows you to pursue much more lofty ambitions and much more lofty ideals, it's going to require you to actually let go of maybe old business that you keep thinking you have to complete or wrap up or tie up that you don't. Because with Mars in your 12th house, Mars in the 12th house is about cleaning up old business, yes, but sometimes what can happen is that old business either doesn't want to get cleaned up, or it's actually something that can be allowed to drop off and just kind of fade away on its own. We don't necessarily need to go and give closure to everything and everyone and drag it out. Sometimes that's honestly a negotiating tactic people do to delay the inevitable or to avoid moving on themselves. And if you're encountering this in your work, your job, your friendships, old relationships, things like that, this new moon is going to give you enough incentive to maybe stop holding yourself back on those accounts. What's going to happen here, though, is that you're also going to need to pay attention to maybe some conflicts of interest when it comes to these new opportunities. Do you have this big promising breakthrough, but you've got to let go of that contract or that commitment? Or do you have to let go of maybe something that you've been trying to work on in the past, or from an old plan that you had in the past that you've been, kind of playing with, so that you can actually step into this brand new day. Because this new moon in the ninth house, you're also getting a chance to do a lot of things that you aspire to do on a much bigger and much larger scale, much more quickly. And so it's going to be important for you to be able to allow yourself to enjoy that. Getting onto your cards, which is just for this week, we have the Knight of Swords upright when it comes to your spiritual themes, what's going on across the board, what you need to be paying attention to the most. And your Knight of Swords is basically telling you it's time for you to actually start championing your own cause, championing your own ideals, your own ambitions. Where have too much of your energies, too much of your resources, too much of your time been going to making maybe other people's dreams come true, or maybe keeping other people or other projects from falling flat on their faces? Where do we need to actually focus on things that have collected dust because we've went and decided to be a supporting character or a side character in somebody else's sock puppet theater? The Knight of Swords is also indicating that this is a time where you're also going to find that stepping into a role of support is what you're going to need to do, but you're going to have to pay attention to where you are sending that support. Are there people that are working on the same goals, the same itinerary, the same plans, the same passions, the same projects and creations as you that would actually be an asset to have in your life that you could work with and therefore have it be a win-win? Your win is their win is your win. So we're not really indenturing anyone to anyone at that point. And where is it that with the Knight of Swords that we can also speed things up to a fruition in a way that we don't have to be holding the old business we're being encouraged by the astrology to let go of? Where are things that we just need to get over with, right? Because whether or not somebody else will emotionally get over it is not really your business. It's really not something that you can do, especially if it's long overdue. As we get on to your work life, your material circumstances, your job, your household, your not only just your earnings, but your ability to actually generate more wealth and abundance, you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And it does look like there is some kind of countdown beginning, but I feel like it's a countdown to something positive. With the Ten of Pentacles reversed, we are seeing the end of an era. Now, this could actually be really good news for those of you that are already thinking about a move, selling a house, or maybe thinking about transferring, changing jobs, because this is good news about that getting underway. But with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, this could also indicate for some of you that there is actually a big, in the short term, gain that is going to be giving you an opportunity to get out of an existing financial, professional, or or home situation that you want to get out of. Now, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, this is something that we want to make sure that we secure and work with as it comes to get the most out of it. This is not something to take slowly. As we get on to your communications with friends, relatives, maybe other people in your life, usually on the platonic, so friends and family, you have the Empress in reverse. And with the Empress in reverse, there is going to be something coming up here where I feel like somebody you have been trying to do good by, trying to take care of, trying to help, has actually been sort of undermining every effort to fix things. Whether it's because it's a bad habit, with the Empress card reversed, you've heard me say it a billion times, she's her own worst enemy. It could be even somebody who kind of has a sweet spot for the drama, has a sweet spot for being in the dirt, and there is a difference between being down to earth and in the dirt. But you're finding that a lot of your efforts with this person have been either going to waste, or what they have been doing with what you've been giving them has been a mistreatment and a dishonor of the effort you've been putting in. It may even be that their actions are having negative ripple effects in your life or the life of your family. And I do feel like this is where we need to be drawing the line this week. If this person just insists on going down, right? If they're just compelled beyond reason to keep going down and keep just going with what they know, which might be trash, and refusing to learn more and refusing to get out, respect their free will. As we get on to your challenge this week, you have the Page of Pentacles upright. And with the Page of Pentacles upright, it does look like a lot of you are going to need to pay attention to where you can put your energy, your resources, and this, a lot of these wins that are coming your way, right, with that new moon, as well as the Ten of Pentacles, reversed energy. Where can we put this in a place that is actually going to continue to pay us out? The Page of Pentacles is also indicating here throughout this week, we want to be putting our energies with those and that which has proven to be on our level and also going in the same direction that we aspire to go. With the Page of Pentacles, a lot of conversations are going to be flying back and forth, a lot of propositions. You're going to also want to, of course, look at the receipts, right? Look at the track record. It's not about judgment. We're talking about recent track records of people. But with the Page of Pentacles, it does feel like you're going to have to do a bit of work protecting your own interests, right? Championing your own cause with that Knight of Swords upright, so that it is impervious to any of the ripple effects of what other people are doing. Taking your energy, your resources, and putting it where you want to go, where you know it's going to be safe and secure. You are challenged with doing that instead of maybe trusting too much to what other people might do with it, or taking too many chances on that and those which may not necessarily be proving themselves to be in alignment with, again, what you've been working on in the first place. And again, actions always speak louder than words. When it comes to love and romance, you have the Wheel of Fortune upright, and it does look like a completely out of the blue breakthrough is occurring when it comes to either a partner or maybe the search for love. And with the Wheel of Fortune, I'm actually seeing a lot of you coming into a space where you are meeting an ideal or near perfect match in somebody new, almost completely at random or completely by accident. For those of you that are single and available, this could actually be as random as maybe even, not even trying that hard, but still having been put in the same place at the same time, whether this is digitally or, just happening to be at the same grocery store, what have you. This is a time where a lot of you are going to be striking up a very, very strong rapport. But the interesting thing about the Wheel of Fortune upright is that because it's also working with the Knight of Swords, I'm also seeing that they are on a similar life path, or they are working very hard on a similar life path and have just had a breakthrough that is actually going to be very similar to a breakthrough you have been working for yourself. For those of you who are currently coupled, the Wheel of Fortune is indicating a breakthrough that is coming to both of you that is going to actually alter a course that the two of you have been on, a plan that maybe the two of you have been working on together when it comes to either your near future or your far future, something maybe as it relates to the household you're trying to build or the lifestyles you're trying to lead. This Wheel of Fortune is kind of throwing all of the old stuff out of the window, and it does feel very, very strongly Like this is something that comes out of more of a wild fantasy type of opportunity that is going to require us to get reacquainted with what it is we really want, because this is a breakthrough that's kind of granting your dream and your partner's dream at the same time. Now, it could be granting two dreams that are not the same, and that's perfectly fine, right? They may have a different dream than you, and yet we can still work together as a team, or it may be a unified front, but we are seeing a wish fulfillment opportunity here. So that is what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because you know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, just go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.